Welcome to the Master Info Week of the Università della Svizzera Italiana. For the whole week, you will find useful resources such as a welcome from our rector, Professor Boas Erez, a campus tour, testimonials from both current students and alumni, and an overview of USI's graduate placement opportunities. You can watch a brief description of our student services and a useful tutorial on how to fill the online application form. Now, you're about to attend a thorough presentation of the master structure and contents. You can ask us any question, academic or administrative related, through the chat below this video or through the form at the bottom of the page. After the presentation, we will answer all your questions during a live session with the director of the program. Thank you and enjoy.
Welcome to this presentation about the Master in Computational Science at the Università della Svizzera Italiana. And in this upcoming 10 minutes, I will tell you a little bit more about this master program. My name is Ernst Witt. I am Professor of Data Science and I'm the Director of this master program at USI. I will tell you a little bit more about the structure and other kinds of aspects of this particular master. So the presentation follows. I'll tell you more about the objectives, the content, the structure, the organization, the career prospects that you will have if you do this particular master program, as well as the kind of practical requirements such as admission and application deadlines. What is computational science? Well, computational science, which includes things like numerical simulation and computational data and analytics, is basically a part of science that has become some of the so-called third pillar of science and society, somewhere between experimental science and theoretical science. Clearly, in the deluge of data that we are facing today, it's clear that computational resources are needed to deal with the type of data that we come across and make sense of that. And the Master in Computational Science will provide you with the skills and tools to kind of deal with this. We think of computational science as being part of many different fields in science. For instance, climate science, drug design, computational biology, even the flow in a heart can be modeled by techniques that you will learn in this particular master. In principle, we will try to break down computational science in 3 different bits, which involve numerical algorithms on the one hand, applied mathematics, data science, as well as high-performance computing. So to tell you a little bit more about the structure of the program, it's a 2-year master program that is suitable for people that hold a quantitative bachelor. I'll tell you later a little bit more about what computational bachelor means. But basically, people that come in with a computational bachelor will learn about applied mathematical aspects and algorithms, about computational data science involving statistics, as well as high-performance computing. As I said, it's a 2-year program that is broken down in 4 semesters. The first 2 semesters you follow with all of your classmates basically in a single communal master of computational science. So all the courses are taken together, whereas in the 3rd and 4th semester you have the ability to try to specialize and follow a track of your choice. And in the 4th semester you do this by means of a master thesis that you will follow together with a person that is part of the Institute of Computational Science. Just to give you an idea of how the master program looks like, this is an example. As I said, you have a communal program at the bottom. So the first 2 layers of this particular graph is what you do together with everyone else. And the top 2 layers are basically the things that you can have more freedom to choose particular courses, as well as the topic of your MSc thesis. So as you can see, the colors kind of indicate the type of track that you are following courses in. So on the one hand, there's mathematics and algorithms, the green one. There is the orange that kind of indicates data science, and the blue one that kind of shows high performance computing. Then there is the application part, as I call it, which is in the top left corner, where you see things like your thesis, where you can choose either to go more into theory or more into application in any of those three different pillars of your liking. There's also a course that is Introduction to Data and Computational Science in the very first semester, where you learn the kind of basics that you need to have in order to be successful in this master. So to give you an example of a master thesis, I'll show you an example thesis by a student that did a master thesis in 2015. She is now in the Shell graduate program, has effectively a job at Shell, but being also trained, so she's a junior partner there. And she did her master thesis on longitudinal modeling of co-evolution of friendship and academic performance in an international setting. Effectively, this was a high-dimensional modeling problem where the aim was to try to establish the relationship between, on the one hand, social interactions and on the other hand, academic performance, but in the setting of a large social network. So this involved, on the one hand, modeling kind of aspects, as well as inferential data science aspects, as well as computational aspects in order to kind of end up with a solution. There are many more choices you can have for doing an MSc thesis. Clearly, it's very much up to you and up the colleagues that we have here in the Institute of Computational Science. And you will, during the first 3 semesters here at UZI, will start to kind of see which kind of track you find most interesting in order to kind of make an informed choice about your master thesis. The career prospects of someone that does a master here at UZI, particularly in Master of Computational Science, are very, very good. You have all kinds of career prospects. I've mentioned industry already, Shell, but there's many more things like biotechnology, engineering, even more computer science or data-driven types of applications. Any field would be extremely interested in the skills you learn in this particular master. It might be that you are actually more interested in research itself. There are very good options to go on to do a PhD and to join one of the premier universities in the world to either do a PhD and then follow this up by becoming a researcher, maybe a professor one day yourself. Another option that I'll talk a little bit more about is the option to become a teacher. Clearly, the skills you learn here are also extremely valuable for becoming a teacher. And this is particularly true at UZI right now because the canton of Ticino, where Lugano is situated, is looking for 20 new informatics teachers by 2022. And as a result of this, has asked the Università della Svizzera Italiana to train additional teachers in the field. And so our program, the Master in Computational Science, is also suited for this particular track. You can, the track itself involves a bachelor in informatics or something similar, a master in informatics, which this MSc is one potential one, and on top of that, 60 credits of the diploma. The 60 credits basically involve 18 credits that you can actually follow as part of this particular master, which would leave you then only to do another 42 credits on top of this in order to become a teacher. The admission requirements, as I said, are a quantitative bachelor, which could clearly mean something like a bachelor in mathematics, statistics, physics, computational, computer science, or informatics. But also other types of bachelors could be relevant, like theoretical biology, quantitative sociology, econometrics, engineering. These are all possibilities in order to be admitted to this particular master program. And we will look at every application individually, and depending on what you have done for your bachelor, we can make an informed choice, potentially giving you some suggestions on how to fill in some debits if you have them before coming to USI, but hopefully just admitting you directly with any of those kind of quantitative bachelor programs that you've done. Furthermore, you're given that the program is completely in English, we require a B2 English competence level, which could mean a number of things depending on the type of test you've done, whether it's a YELTS, a TOEFL, or something else. The requirements are indicated here on the screen, and you can choose basically the type of exam you do in order to show that you have a sufficient level of English to follow this program successfully. Something about the application deadline. Due to the coronavirus, we have extended the deadline slightly. So it means that you can apply for the master up to the 31st of May if you are from outside the EU, or if you are from inside the EU or Switzerland, you can apply until the 31st of August. Just to let you know, the semester will start on the 14th of September 2020, and so basically almost right up till the beginning of the master we will accept applications, and we will process them as soon as possible. USI itself has also scholarships for possible support. That deadline is actually the 31st of July, and you can have a look at that then. Something about fees. The fees for attending USI are 4,000 francs per semester, and if you come from Switzerland basically, or are part of some of the categories mentioned here on the screen, the admission fees are 2,000 francs. As I said, we have some possibility of some additional grants. We have some one-off study grants which actually allow you to obtain a 4,000 franc subsidy, which basically pays for a semester of your attendance here. But we also have specific informatics scholarships for informatics students, and they can cover your full tuition for coming here. There are actually many more scholarship options. Follow the link on the screen to see the kind of options there are. There's private foundations that will also help students of particular types of background in order to get a degree. Talking about the website, we have a website that explains more things about the Master in Computational Science. By all means, follow this link and have a look at the information that is available online. Obviously, I will also be available after this presentation in a Q&A session online, and we are happy to kind of answer your questions you might have, especially also in these uncertain times that we're going through right now, and how we believe at USI we can provide you with an excellent education, also when the things have become slightly more challenging. So to end up, basically, as I said before, ask us anything. Here's some additional information about with phone numbers, as well as an email address that are completely general, where you can ask questions about studying at USI. If you have more specific questions about the Computational Science Master, please contact me, Ernst Witt. There's an email on your screen, or Olaf Schenk, who is my co-director here at the Master of Computational Science. And again, you can contact him as well to ask your questions that you might have in order to decide to join this particular master program. I wish you good luck with your choice, and I'm happy to answer any questions afterwards.
And welcome back. Thank you for watching this live session. Welcome back, everybody. Now that you know much more about the Master in Computational Science, we're here to answer all your questions. And Professor Ernst Witt, director of the program, joined me.
Welcome. Yes.
Good morning. Good afternoon, actually. So we have had a little bit of an issue with the chat, but we got a few questions through the form at the bottom of the page. So, Frank wrote us this question. Maybe Professor Witt can help me answer this. Which kind of jobs exactly are those most reachable with this kind of degree?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Well, obviously, welcome to everyone who's watching the live chat. I'm Ernst Witt. I'm one of the directors of the program, and as you have heard from me already in the previous set of kind of explanations, we also have a very good track record when it comes to career possibilities. Roughly speaking, you can break them down in 3 bits. So first of all, there is the kind of the going into the kind of the industry. That's probably the largest fraction of our master students that will do that. So they will join kind of high research-oriented type of companies. Things like I mentioned Shell, engineering companies, computer science companies like Google, other types of things. And the type of job you would get in those kind of companies would typically be around modeling or kind of data science-oriented types of jobs. So you would be involved in typically being confronted with a problem where you need to use data that the company has actually collected, and they ask you to come up with a model to actually analyze these type of data, and potentially kind of provide the company with a way to kind of go about and put this to make additional money as well. So that's one. The other job that you can get out of this particular master is a fraction of our students go on to research. So they will do a PhD in areas such as applied mathematics, computer science, statistics, data science, and those kind of fields. And then end up in universities as maybe first postdocs, but then professors as well. And finally, we have a group of people that is interested in actually becoming a teacher. And so we have high school teachers that would come out of this program as well. That's probably the smallest group, but that option is available. And with the current funding from, especially in Ticino currently, that is a very viable option as well.
Okay, thanks a lot, Professor. And then Anton sent us a very important question, because this is one of the main characteristics, I would say, of this program in terms of the possibilities that can open for students. Anton asks, how does, can you tell us a little bit more about how does the double degree between USI VAO Erlangen and Uni Insubria works?
Happy to actually announce we have currently even 3 different double degree programs that you can be enrolled in, which is indeed with VAO Erlangen, that's in Germany, with Insubria, which is in the north of Italy, and we also have a new one, which is LUT in Finland. So the way it works is that you enroll at USI, become a USI master student, and then you have the possibility to go for either half a year or sometimes even possible for a whole year to our partner program. And the partner program basically will host you. You won't have to pay any additional fees.
Okay.
And you can follow the courses that are offered by our partners, so one of those 3. And the degree you will receive at the very end of your master will actually be 2. So you will receive a master from USI, but if you have satisfied the minimum requirements, which typically is 30 credits, which is basically part of the full 120 credits that you need to do as getting a degree at USI, you will also receive a degree from our partner. So you get actually 2 degrees for the price of 1.
Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot. Then, again, through the form, we had Johanna, who asked us, what's the difference between the AI master at USI and in general, I presume, it's interesting to know this as well, and the Master in Computational Science.
And so we are very pleased to have a wide variety of choices when it comes to master programs at USI, and probably the one that is closest to the Master in Computational Science is the degree in Artificial Intelligence. In fact, it's actually close in the sense that you can even take a data science track inside the Computational Science Master, where you can take courses that come from the Artificial Intelligence Master. However, to kind of distinguish the two as well is to say that what you do in the Artificial Intelligence Master is more data analytics and data analysis. And when it comes to the Master in Computational Science, you'll be more focused on things like modeling. And so you will get a bit more of a basis in modeling. And data analytics will become actually as part of that, but it's a kind of a part of the type of approach. But it's if you're really interested in data analytics, I would say artificial intelligence would be the thing for you. If you're also interested in modeling, then computational science may be the kind of right master for you.
Okay, and then we have one last question through the form, which was sent by Frank again, and he asked. I think he went through the website and listened to the presentation of internships at CS. Given the fact that it's located in Lugano and somehow there are links, I don't know whether this is a possibility.
So we have various grants possibilities. It's also possible to actually be involved in CSCS. So just for people that don't know what it is, CSCS is the kind of high-performance computing facility that is located in Lugano, that is associated also with USI, and it's one that we use research as well as for teaching. Like one of your courses you will take directly at CSCS. So the CSCS as such doesn't provide funding, but we have funding available for people who are interested for the master to either get a partial waiver of your tuition fee, as well as fewer, but as well as other kind of full scholarships as well. And so I would definitely recommend you check out the links that are present in the presentation, as well as on the website of USI itself, where you can follow all our grant opportunities. And just to say that CSCS is an integral part of the master here as well. And if you're interested in that, clearly, then you come in again at the right place. Yes.
Okay. So. Through the form, no more questions, and actually the chat had some issues, as I already said. So I think we're going to wrap this session up. I thank you for watching it. I hope that the information you gathered through this session were useful, and that will help you make up your mind about your next academic challenge. And hopefully we'll see you here in September in Lugano. So please continue and send your questions through the form throughout the whole week. The form will be there, and we will keep answering your questions. And as for today, I thank Professor Witt for his presence here and for helping us.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me. Obviously, if you have questions specifically about this master program, feel also free to send a question directly to the email address that was also presented in the presentation.
Perfect. Thank you very much, and goodbye.